Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to Founders Live Center Stage. Luis, how you doing there, bud?
Doing great, Nick. So happy to be here. And man, live from Hyderabad, India. This is a big one for us to have to be all the way for me across the globe. For you, not as far.
Yeah, just a shot over there, neighboring island and country over there, India. I'm here in Indonesia. Hey, viewers, let us know where you're joining from and where you are, watching from. Feel free to share in the comments there. Oh, look, we got
We have a friend.
hello.
Hey,
So great to see you. All right, we've got Argentina in the
yeah,
house.
Pilar.
Look, everyone, here we are. We're hanging out. We are having our latest Founders Live Center Stage show. This is Center Stage where we come together. We highlight a city that is having an event around the world. We also go over awesome stuff, what's happening in the community, updates. I'm going to share some fun learnings that I'm reading this summer. But so cool today, and we're gonna hear from some startups. We're gonna do some startup preview pitches. Well, before then, we actually see pitches that happen in India. Luis, what are you excited about today?
Well, honestly, I think aside from the pitch competition, which is always so fun, I am looking forward to talking with you about this summer reading list thing. We just had it was the focus of our email yesterday. It's a new blog post by you. This is I'm interested to see what's tickling your brain and why.
I know, I know. And as I wrote on a recent blog post and some of our emails, I've been traveling and had more time to read. It's always great, when you're on a plane. So really been able to gather some books here, and I just want to take the time to share with that. But we will get to that before we get going there, Luis. And again, everyone, feel free to again share where you're joining from, post questions, thoughts, shout outs on the comments there, and we will get to you. We're excited about that. But as we get going here, we're going to review a bit about Founders Live before we get going, and then we will hit some information. But again, coming live, we're going to drop into the event there in Hyderabad, India. So excited. But hey, this is Founders Live, the ultimate entrepreneurial experience and hybrid virtual pitch competition. We're about inspiration, education, and entertainment. This is all over the place. I'm even seeing it here in Indonesia, of all the cities that I've stopped in and been able to speak at. And they're all about these entertainment, inspiration, and education. So, our global ecosystem and social network is combined with the local community events. These things happen all over the world. As we build out this modern homepage of entrepreneurship, we're still building this, still under construction, building it out and growing this around the world together with these monthly events now back into in person. We're so excited about that. At times, hundreds of guests. We have 5 companies that are chosen. They each have 99 seconds to pitch. Then we have 4 minutes of questions from the audience. The people that are watching can ask questions. They can engage with that founder. They want to know more about what they're building. Then you, as a viewer and in the audience, can vote for which one you thought was the winner of the night, and we definitely crown that winner. So this is all what's happening. Founders Life started in Seattle. That's Seattle, Washington, in the United States. That's my hometown. That's where I started Founders Live 8.5 years ago. And we are still and also growing around the world. We've reached about 91 cities, so it's almost 100 cities globally in 31 countries, hundreds of thousands of people we reach, and you look at those dots all over the place. It's really, really exciting. Hey, and we're also excited. This is fun. Bengkalis, which is in kind of the north part of Indonesia, small little island community, and we're really excited to say that hey, we're bringing Founders Live to that community. that I had an opportunity to go visit recently. They are so excited to jump in and bring Founders Live into their city and their community. That will be our 92nd city. Not sure when we're going to launch that, but we are excited for that. And it's just continually spreading, Luis, continually spreading. So if you want to expand your or expand Founders Live into your city or country, if you just go to our website or you can go to founderslive.com/expand, but even on our website, you'll be able to see that link there and fill that out, and we will be in touch with you. Hey, if you want to pitch at Founders Live, reach out to us as well. You can choose what city you are in and around, and then you can fill that out. So founderslive.com/pitch. We're excited about that. Luis, would you want to jump in quickly to these core values and really share about what is important in Founders Live as we continue to build this out throughout the world?
Absolutely. I love this part. Although I'm not quite as slick as you are, having done, hundreds and hundreds of events, you have this pitch down, but I'm happy to run through it. Sure. I think what makes Founders Live so awesome is that it is centered around these core values. Wherever it exists in the world, the city leader gets to know the core values before they get to know pretty much anything else, aside from how an event runs. It's all about these. Nick came up with these things from the start, and they have been refined over the years. But this is what Founders Live is all about. Everybody's expected to observe these, and from these we grow, and it's why Founders Live works wherever it goes around the world. So let's get into them. The first core value is, I don't know if you're going to flip slides. It's okay. We can keep going if not. Respectful authenticity. It's really about coming to the event as your true you and knowing that you can be appreciated for who you are. We accept everyone. We come together as a community of support for founders and for each other, and we build something together, whatever race, age, ability, sexual orientation, religion, that's all good for us. It makes for a more diverse community, and we're here for that. And we expect everybody to respect everybody else. It's just a good way to go forward. The next core value is gather around the campfire. This is really about telling stories, listening to stories, affording the respect of an audience to a speaker. And it's that innate thing that we go through as humans. We feel better when we can speak to each other and grow something together. This is our process of getting our community telling stories and understanding who we are together and forming something. So we ask everybody to gather around the campfire in their own respective cities and get to know each other and hear stories.
Awesome. Real quick, feel free to mention if you're watching here, which core value jumped out at you? Which one do you identify with? Which one do you like? We always love to ask that with our community. But Luis, third one, here we go.
Third one, open the door. So as it says, do great things for people without expecting a return. This is altruism. This is looking out for your neighbor, and this is just doing a good thing for somebody. It always comes back to you. It is what we try to do. It basically turns the equation of like, what am I going to get out of this, or how can I exploit a situation into how can I make something better for everybody else? When we're all doing that, we all win. Next, business equals fun. This is a great one because I always like to say, hey, if it's not fun, I'm not going. And that's not original, but that is kind of like, as long as we're working hard, we should be able to have a smile on our faces while we do it. And we at Founders Live want to make sure that whatever event that we have going on, everybody feels happy and positive while they're going through it. It's not just a pitch competition. It's a networking event, happens around happy hour. So, let's all kind of relax and be together and understand that this is a good time too.
Yeah.
And after that, our newest core value, climate consciousness. So this is so important because, and I was just talking to Nick beforehand here, we were talking about how there's so much bottled water as a necessity, as a source of clean water, as a source of convenience. It's got it right there. But we also know that plastic is a big problem. That's just one angle of how doing business and the way you there's so much wrapped into it, but we just want to consider how you impact the world, because it isn't just about what's easy for you or the cheapest price for your product. It's also about what is the long-term effect on our planet as we struggle with climate change, and as we see the effects of just doing whatever the heck we want without considering how it affects the earth. We're all living in this together, so let's take care of this planet and make things better before we can't. So those are the fifth. I love that Pilar has already responded down here in the comments. Awesome. Yeah, I keep saying too, I identify with this climate consciousness one a lot myself. Yeah, because it's so pressing and so important, and we can all do something about it, even at a small level.
It's the thing that this is going forward. It's just being aware that we must take the steps. No one's perfect, but we can improve and be self-conscious and aware of not only what we're doing personally, but as how we operate as a business and a company, choosing to do things that are better and more healthy for our climate. So think about that. But all right, everyone, so awesome here, and excited to move on. So, hey, Luis, so excited on this. And before we get to the next, this next experience here, I want to let everyone know, this is our intro show. If you're here watching and you're like, okay, I'm ready for the pitches, those are going to happen next hour. And, the Center Stage show is an intro show. It's about our what's going on in the ecosystem, some latest updates, some fun talks, preview of the founders that you're going to see and the startups you're going to see next. So we are in the first hour of this multi-hour experience. I hope that you all have enough time, and hopefully you understand that. But yeah, this is a part of the experience.
So the reason we do it this way, aside from having a really awesome show and content to provide you while we're getting ready to introduce the pitch competition, what's going on at the ground and at a Founders Live event is just open networking. People are filing into a room. They're getting to know each other and doing the talks. If we were just to put a camera up and show you that for an hour, that's not going to be super exciting. So we like to, as the crowd's warming up and filling up the room and getting ready for the pitch competition, this is us doing the pregame, getting you ready for the pitch competition, and also sharing what's going on with Founders Live. So thanks for being here.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, Luis, here we go. Yeah. So as we
where you been, Nick?
As we focus on this is going to tie into what we're going to talk about next. But this is my summer tour. I've been traveling around Indonesia, and this is kind of a Southeast Asia trip. But if you've been watching earlier, maybe some other Center Stage shows, we've talked about this. But that green is what I've done over the last almost 2 months now. I've hit 8 or 9 cities, maybe 9 cities in Southeast Asia, and I'm now sitting in Batam, Indonesia. I'm like that number 8 right there, and it's literally right across the water from Singapore. And so that is on a clear day, you can actually see the buildings of Singapore. But Batam over here, this is my last stop in Indonesia, and it's been amazing. It's like life-changing experience for sure. I have had numerous just amazing experiences with our city leaders and the people that I've met in all these cities. So we did on a previous show talk about some of my lessons and learnings from my travels, and that was more than a month ago. But I wanted to show this simply because that's the route. I am in Batam right now. I go to Singapore tomorrow. I'll be in Singapore for a few days, and then I will be shooting back to Seattle, ready to get back into the United States and along with our business and our life. Now,
Hmm.
What we're going to do is I would like to use this segment to review my summer reading and do some book reviews because I believe this
So
is so important. As an entrepreneur and a founder, you must be training your mind. You must be ingesting awesome content and knowledge and always a learner. We're always a learner. Luis, are you ready to review Nick's summer reading and talk about
yeah,
six books that we're going here?
I'm ready for it. This is. I can just imagine you at the pool, like everybody else is reading their pulpy summer trash novels, and Nick's got the always be learning going on, sipping a mai tai.
This is so great. So, the first one here is Seven Rules of Power. And this is by Jeffrey Pfeiffer. And this book, so real quickly here, if you want to change lives, change organizations, change the world, the Stanford Business School's motto is "You need power." And is power the latest dirty secret or the secret to success? Well, it's both. And this book reviews that. Now, I'm excited because I actually haven't, well, actually, I'm just ready to get into this book. I have not started yet. This is the latest one that I added to my queue by hearing a podcast uh, the last week or two. Jason Calacanis actually had Jeffrey on his podcast, and man, the hour and a half conversation they had, it was one of those where I'm like, boom, I bought it right there. And so what he goes over is these. He actually in that podcast talks about these a few rules of power, and you to help increase salaries, job satisfaction, career advancement, and organizational change and happiness. And look, the way I'm going to wrap this here is anytime, like when I see, there's a couple books I've read around like power and developing that, and what does that mean, and it can be an uncomfortable word maybe sometimes, but as a leader it's important to understand the dynamics of our world and leadership and power and how to utilize it in the ways that benefit the world, not make you better or get you more money, benefit the world. So I am excited to read this book as a leader because I'm always looking to learn around leadership and kind of establishing power and leadership. But then as an entrepreneur, I'm viewing this as how can I take this and really help bring it to the world, and also with our city leaders. How can we
Yeah.
help them understand how to wield their power in the most influential way possible to benefit their city and country? So, Luis, any thoughts on that as you just kind of see that book? You probably haven't heard of it yet. So, what do you think?
I haven't. Sounds very interesting. Stanford Graduate School of Business is a powerhouse. So, yeah, if somebody's going to be an authority on it, a professor of organizational behavior there is one to listen to for sure.
Yeah. So, really excited about that. All right. So,
Hey,
the
so how did you find that book? What
This
is?
book was brought to me by listening to a podcast. As I said, Jason Calacanis interviewed Jeffrey on This Week in Startups, and I was like, I got to get this book. So I jumped on it, really excited to read it. The next one that we're going to talk about is The Network State by Balaji Srivinsan. And man, this one, I am in the middle of it. This is literally The Network State, How to Start a New Country. And he comes full force around. So when the brand new is unthinkable, we fight over the old. That's where we are today with governments, politics, and much of the physical world. But perhaps we can change that. This book introduces the concept of a network state, a country you can start from your computer, a state that recruits like a startup, a nation built from the internet rather than disrupted by it. Wow. And the whole, like, first of all, as a leader of Founders Live, and this is
Yeah.
really about building an ecosystem and an actual, I actually heard Tim Ferriss interviewed Balaji on his podcast, and I bought this dang book too, and I just started reading it because it was all about the change in like human dynamics that's happening right now, and how we view like the world is shifting and changing, and creating a nation
Yeah.
is like oriented around land, but creating a network state is actually around a concept and a vision, and it can be totally distributed. And so this guy is an incredible technologist. He invests, and he has got a view that is tremendous. So I said I got to read it. So I would encourage all of you that are entrepreneurs, like like this. Balaji is bringing. This was just published. This is the newest, perspective. He brings in crypto in unique ways. He's neither there or there. He's like, this is what's happening, and brings in some interesting thoughts on crypto. Brings in interesting thoughts on why politically we feel so stretched right now. But what he actually describes, what he sees will happen over the next 5, 10, 20 years politically and nationally across the world. So love it, and if you're a leader, you gotta be reading that. Any quick thoughts there, Luis?
Yeah, it feels particularly relevant to not just the founders in our community and their ability to recognize trend and see something that's around the corner, but also for us at Founders Live, like as we build a community here and a distributed, we're in so many cities, and we want to talk to so many people, and we have the tools to do this, and we're just trying to like construct something. Doing it with an understanding of this context in the book is going to be really smart. So I'm really glad you're hitting that up. I think of all these ones, this is probably the one I need to read the most right away. Is it more about his vision, or more about, does it give you tools to kind of like relate what he's talking about to your own situation? Like, is that useful?
I'm not through it far enough yet to answer that, but I'm sucking up everything around that, because when you're building a global ecosystem and network community like we are, and where we're going, Luis. So we want this. This is from now future versus like what Facebook just did for the last 10, 15 years. I don't really care about that anymore. So, So, hey, we got to move on.
The lesson too for founders is to be like,
all right,
what's coming.
Yeah, we got to move on here. So the next book I'm going to touch on is I Teach You to Be Rich. This is Ramit Sethi. And I'm telling you right now, everyone, he has a grip on, I just love his angle and grip on personal wealth, and having the right view or appropriate view as you build out. So, the book says, I will teach you to be rich. It's kind of, what does that mean? It kind of feels like almost snarky and a little, I don't know, like untrustworthy. But this book and Ramit in general, his podcast is amazing. And I have not read the book yet. It's on my queue list, and I'm ready to jump into it. But it's really about, he says, choose. So buy as many lattes as you want. Choose the right accounts and investments so your money grows for you automatically. Best of all, spend guilt-free on the things that you love. So it's delivering a simple, powerful, no BS 6-week program that just works around personal finance that you can fit to your life. And I'm excited about that personally, from finance-wise, but obviously allows me as well as I grow as an entrepreneur, understanding where I want to take, my personal wealth. And it's not just money. He's obviously talking about money. Wealth is so much more than that. And he touches on your rich life. He asks you direct questions on what is your rich life? What does that mean? That means, how do you want to live? And there's things that you can and should spend and splurge on. And then there's things that aren't important to you, so you minimize those. So that's what we're talking about here, and I'm excited. I would encourage you to look that book up as well. Great book on wealth and assumption. The next one I want to talk about here, since we just don't have a lot of time, we need to stroll through these.
Yeah.
Mr. Monkey and Me. Now, everyone, as you're a founder and entrepreneur watching this, This is all about the monkey that is probably sitting in your mind right here. This is written by Mike Smirklo. I think that's how you say his name. So, Mr. Monkey and Me is a real survival guide for entrepreneurs. And I'm telling you, I read this book like pretty much front to back. It's not a long book, but on a plane, I was just sitting there like on my Kindle app on my phone. But man, so what if the secret to being successful entrepreneur had nothing to do with your business plan, resources, market size, or strategy? If your success or failure weren't dependent on how much money you have, where you grew up, or the level of education you received. The truth is, the difference between success and failure is right between your ears. So, Mike talks about his experience being a founder. He's now a VC in a venture capital firm. His experience growing his company and how he named that thing in his head, which was he named it Mr. Monkey, and how he learned how to live with it and actually, just understand that the monkey is there. It's never going to go away. You have to learn to live with it, and you ask why. So this is his book and his experience on that, and it's for me. I see the monkey. I know the monkey, and the book was very enjoyable and just helpful in some ways to hear how he identified and worked through some of the most challenging aspects of being an entrepreneur. So, Luis, I don't know if you identify with that or hear about that, but he's literally saying, "Monkey, there is something in there that's negative thought telling me I'm not going to win, I'm not going to be successful," and he had to quiet that. What are your thoughts there?
Mindset with money is something that is so ingrained to us, by whoever raised us, and it is something that we're so unaware of and has such deep effect on how we do so many different things. I think this is such an important thing for people to understand, because it's not just about personal finances. It affects how you do business. As a founder, your attachment to money, how loose, tight, whatever it is, you should at least be aware of how you deal with that and what the possibilities on how you can take care of that. So, and it's cool that he's named his thing. Yeah, that's a first step in help in dealing with a problem.
Awesome. The last two here before we close up, and it looks like we're about ready to jump into the event there in India. But The Soul of Money, and this is by Lynn Twist. And man, The Soul of Money, transforming your relationship with money and life. And I'm doing a lot of research and reading around wealth creation. What does money really mean? How does it work into our life? And especially as leaders and entrepreneurs, how do we go through all this process with this and grow ourselves and invest and really build our future and our family's future? And so she says, this unique and fundamentally liberating book shows us that examining our attitudes towards money, earning it, spending it, and giving it away can offer surprising insight into our lives, our values, and the essence of prosperity. So I'm really going through this and reading this book. I really took away that she describes some of the ways that when we're young we learn things about money. A lot of those can be detrimental and negative just based on the way that we grew up. And then as we grow and accumulate, as well as see that we can actually give back and benefit the human population. She goes through her stories of how she traveled to actually India and other parts of the world to do a lot of mission trips and changed her life and how she wanted to go about money and wealth in her life. And the one thing I took here, everyone, it's kind of an interesting thought, but money is almost like water that flows through you in some ways. And it like, if you allow the energy and money to flow through you and utilizing it in certain ways, basically receiving it, enjoying it, giving it away, or putting it to work, that's a thought that has really stuck with me. And the book dives a lot deeper into that. I'm just going to say that. So as an entrepreneur, I would encourage you to continue your education around okay, what does money mean to me? What does wealth mean to me? And actually, what is the relationship in my life? And we encourage you to have the healthy relationship with that, and that requires growth, definitely. The last one here I want to talk about is better capitalism. Jesus, Adam Smith, Ayn Rand, and Martin Luther King Jr. on moving from plantation to partnership economics. This is by Paul Paul Knowlton, I believe. It says, sometimes in your business life, you've looked up from the task or person in front of you, paused before your head explodes, and thought to yourself, there's got to be a better way. This book offers you that better way. Whether you're in school preparing for work or the world of work, you have experienced multiple careers, whether you're making decisions that affect others or affected by decisions as your employer or customer or partners. This book shows you that you're affected by plantation economics. That's kind of a triggering word too. And what
Yeah.
they go through, Paul and Aaron actually break down how capitalism in today's world is actually rooted in, when they call plantation economics, that means someone is being used for the
Mm-hmm.
benefit and gain and profit of someone else. And is that the only way for capitalism? And they suggest there's better ways. And they go into details on partnership and understanding there could be a better way, that it's not the whole win-win thing. It's actually, is there a better structure to how we're formulating this economic relationship? And what I love with Founders Live, this is what we talk about. This is what we look towards, is how do we bring
Yep.
in partners that can benefit our community? We can benefit them and their community, in the whole is better for it, and there's an economic relationship there. So that's what I took. Great book. It got in depth a little bit, but I can tell you that it's helpful to understand this concept of plantation economics and what that really means, and understand that, whoa, there's actually other ways to run business and actually have business relationships. It's not just about using someone and gaining a profit. There's additional ways that might be more beneficial for you and your company and your ecosystem.
Yeah, that's
So
super,
I'll,
super
last
important
thought,
to
I'll leave
focus
you with
that.
the last thought there. Luis, I'll leave you with the last thought on that.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, that is super important. I'm so glad you brought that up, because a lot of people do see that. That's what they've learned. We've been raised on this thing that you're going to get ahead by exploiting somebody else, or that somebody else has to be your tool in order to get somewhere. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I was going to ask you, like, what's your biggest takeaway from all these books, or your, like, your best, the best thing that you're walking away with, what made the biggest impression on you?
Well, I'm sharing the link to the blog post that has.
I wrote out the same thing too. I was about to press play on that.
Yeah, so here's the link, everyone. In the comments, you can click on that link that goes to the blog post that has the links to these books that are, I just the links to the Amazon lists. But
Yeah.
yeah, so my takeaway is that
Of all
that
the books, like, what was your favorite? What made the biggest impact on you?
well, if you combine them all together, there's a lot of economic, financial, wealth. And I feel like I'm in a place where a transition point in my life, especially traveling here and seeing, various cities and countries, and understanding we have a much bigger thing going on here. We are bringing awesome opportunities and wealth creation opportunities to people all around the world. And as the leader, I make sure that I'm reading thought-provoking
Mm-hmm.
material because I want to grow. And,
Mm-hmm.
and and so that was the takeaway, is like, I've got a lot of growth to do here, and I'm excited for it. And I look for books to really just, kind of poke me and help me look at some things a little differently. And honestly, like, I think, I don't know, one of the big things is there's much more to wealth than just the financial, what's in your bank. And there is a wealth of influence wealth of energy, leadership, like the wealth of just generosity. Um, that's wealth,
Yeah.
and wealth of connections and network. The people that I've met here in Indonesia. So think about that when you're building wealth. Like, how are you building wealth? That's not just how much money you're accumulating in a bank account somewhere. You can grow and give away wealth without even talking about money at all, and that's what I've been learning here this summer. So it's been fun.
Yeah, that's great. That's a super Ramit Sethi outlook too, right? Find the thing that matters to you the most and enjoy that, and look to improve on that. He and his wife love to travel. They love to when they travel to be treated like rock stars, and so they splurge on all the accommodations, and that's what means a lot to him. He doesn't have to have a ton of fancy cars and things like that. It's becoming conscious of what you enjoy and what you want to work for, and that helps motivate your life.
Awesome. Well, looks like there's a group of people that are waiting for us.
Yeah.
I thought we were waiting for them, but they're waiting for us, and I can see
Yeah.
that they can see us. So, Avi, I want to make sure that if you're ready, we're going to pull you on screen. We have not tested audio yet, so everyone here, we're flying a little blind, and we're excited
Live broadcast.
to dive right in there. So let's pop Avi on. Hello. What's going on, Avi? Can you hear us?
Hi, Nick. I can. How are you? Can you hear us?
Yes,
Yep.
we can. Yeah.
Is there any echo or am I good?
Sound good.
You sound good, and we actually don't hear any reverberations or echoes, so that's really great. We have looks like we have some slide. We have a screen share, which is great. So everyone, we are ready to go. Avi,
Yep.
do you have any opening thoughts here? How are things going there? Welcome to Founders Live Center Stage. We are excited for our first in-person event. There was an event a few months ago, but first one in Hyderabad and really in India. So we're actually, first one there in your city. We're excited to have you join us.
Yeah, this is actually the second event of Founders Live. The
Yeah.
first event we did was a cricket match,
Yep.
where we also did the pitches along with the cricket sporting event, which we did not take it more onto online, but it was an offline event. But today it's both online and offline, where all our audience get to interact with the Founders Live team, the local, and also Nick, Lewis. You guys are here, so it's going to be exciting.
Awesome.
Well, awesome. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna hand it off to you. You just get started with your event there. We got the controls online, and we'll let you get going with your event there. Good luck.
Over the last 6 months, we did one event. The previous event was a cricket match. It was held in Orbit Mall, where a lot of founders, Chaitanya, uh, Abhinay, everyone joined us, and it was super good. But we did not get the opportunity to take that online. Now, for this event, we wanted to bring it all online and also bring a lot of people together and give an opportunity not just to listen to us, but also network with each other and make some real business happen. So I come from Startup Wise. I am the co-founder of Startup Wise, and I have been with this company over the last 3 months. And Abhinay is my digital marketing consultant, chief digital marketer. And with that, actually, I'll get to the crux of what Founders Live is. Founders Live is a global community where we are on a mission to support startups worldwide. And we would conduct these events and give them an opportunity to be present in front of more founders and give them a networking opportunity to talk to each other and actually create all these opportunities, right from jobs, right from conversations, right from funding, everything, so that the right kind of startups get the attention that they need. So with that, let's go to the, so yeah, so this is me. If you could actually, how can I present this to my screen as well? Yeah, super. So this is me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'm more active on LinkedIn these days. Earlier, I was more like staying back, and we can talk now. You can text me anytime, and if you are from Hyderabad, I'll talk to you, no matter what. And this is Abhinay. He is my digital marketing consultant, as I have mentioned. You can scan the QR code here. You can connect with either of us. And any questions, feel free to pop them, and we'll talk. And then we also have a special guest today, a founder who has been there and done that. He's from Protuturu, from Rayalaseema, and he has done so much over the span of last 1.5 years. So we'd have Chaitanya also present about his success so far. We'll bring that to the center stage. And while I have all of your attention, I would like to bring all the special offers that we have. One is the core, the biggest package from Founders Live, where the winners would get $10,000 of AWS credits, and every single participant would get $5,000 of AWS credit, which is huge. It's all that you got to know how to use it, right? So that's the biggest advantage of being here, which is tangible. And so many more conversations would happen, and so much more networking would happen, where you would see so much more results by participating in these events. And the third part is from Startup Wise, which is our company, which is also the local sponsor for the event, where we are offering 95,000 of Startup Wise credits, where you can use it for creating your pitch deck, you're creating your digital marketing strategies, where you can use that 9,500 to take our services, right? So you can contact us. You already have all our LinkedIn, and I'm Abhinay. You have our LinkedIn, you have our contact, you have Startup Wise. So feel free to contact us for any of these services. So now let me introduce Chaitanya for a second, because he is the special founder here, where a lot of founders in our office get inspired. So Chaitanya, please.
Thank you.
Sorry about you, sorry. So 1 second, they're clapping. So
I think most of the founders don't need these kind of claps. It's a kind of success behind the dark. It's not in the front end part. So I don't believe that. Getting my name on the public platform or getting my name buzz in the market. If it is like getting buzz in my customers and my team, then my story is success. That's what I believe. So coming to me is Chaitanya. I'm the founder and CEO of Fuelcat.com. So basically what we do is we deliver diesel to the end users. We connected with the Hindustan Petroleum and the Reliance, procure diesel directly from them, and then we'll deliver to the customer sites. Like take example of schools and colleges and any construction equipments. They don't need to go to the retail outlets. There's a lot of dead mileage is happening. So where we come into the picture and we'll deliver the diesel, and we are eradicating this malpractice, and again the accountability is coming to the picture. So they are minimizing the carbon footprint also. There is no need of going to the petrol pump. That's a new way, because you have seen that if you go and fill the petrol in your bikes, you can notice the long queue in the petrol pumps, right? For bike it is okay, for car it is okay. But what about the truck? What about the school buses? They have to wait so much of time in the petrol pumps. Again, it is causing a lot of problem to the public. So that's why we came into the picture. That's the solution we are providing to the end users, those who are using the diesel. That's the little overview about the company. And anything you would like to ask me? Rohit, I would like to introduce our team member Rohit, who takes care out of Chief Operating Officer. He takes care about all our operations and as well as marketing also. Since we are a small team, we have to have holistic, depending on all the departments, all the persons. We are a small team, so we are building. We are since 1.5 year company. Now currently our revenue is 35 crores turnover for the last year. So you'd like to ask any questions, I'd like to help you. So far, ask my knowledge. What are I learned with my startup?
So open for questions. Any questions to Chaitanya?
Sir, one Bucharest company is there. I don't remember the name.
Right.
They also provide the it's like petrol or diesel
Right.
as per the location
Right.
of the client.
Right.
Is it like that only?
Yes, sir. It's a more kind of, we don't take orders on like Swiggy or Zomato.
No,
So
actually-
it's like B2B model we are building. So we'll connect directly to the customers and we'll prefix the deliveries.
Actually, suppose I'm at means 1 kilometer from the city
Right.
where the petrol pump is not available.
Right.
So if somebody's petrol is over,
Right.
he has to stop the
No.
vehicle that place.
Yes.
And one UK-based company is there. I don't remember the name.
Right.
They will they bring the petrol to the place by the nearest petrol pump.
Right.
B2B, right?
Yes, B2B. So what you're saying is like if there is any, a requirement of diesel, if there is any certain,
B2C.
so we are not allowed to do the cars because the government regulations is we should fill in the only the closed premises. We should not fill in on the roadside because it's a hazardous product, right? So the safety issues, the government is not allowed us to fill on the roadsides and on the public place. It should be on the private place. It should be on the closed compound wall or those areas all we have to fill. And again, we should not fill for the smaller vehicles like cars, bikes, autos. It should be the heavy trucks. So those only are allowed by the government of India. And petrol is more flammable compared to the diesel. The flash point of petrol is it can ignite in the room temperature. You might notice that when you're going and filling a bike, there will be some flavor. And coming to diesel now, you can notice that there's a strains on the fuel mouth cap because diesel will not evaporate to the room temperature. It has to be a temperature of somewhere around 150 degrees centigrade to 5. So that's why the government allowed to carry the diesel. There is no allowing of petrol. So we don't do these kind of things. We do only for the heavy trucks and heavy buses, all these things. And it's a pre-scheduled orders. So it is not like whenever there is emergency, whenever there is a empty of tank, we not allow us to do those kind of things.
Okay. Fine. Thanks, Chaitanya. Thank you.
Currently?
Sorry?
Which countries or which?
No, currently we are operating only in Hyderabad. Hyderabad and only in Vizag we are planning. Currently we are Hyderabad based company.
But I saw your trust in Maharashtra or Ahmedabad.
There are a few companies replicating our name.
No, name was the same.
Name on the same.
Yeah.
They are replicating our name.
Right. Can you give a little background of how you actually started this idea and you tried to...
Right, sir. So the idea got in 2018, sir. So when I was working as an assistant professor in Guntur, Vignan University, I used to stay in Guntur. The college is 20 kilometers far away from the Guntur city. So every day I used to go to the college by college bus. As we are a management department, so the registrar of the college is head of the our management department. So when I joined that as a professor, they gave me separate task that you just monitor all these fuel transactions. So I was noting down all this, how much fuel is filling for each vehicle, at what day, how many kilometers it is happening. Then I figured out that it was a rule that the school buses should not fill while children are there in the buses. They have to go empty. So they have to go and 4 kilometers up and 4 kilometers down. So they are wasting to and fro, they are wasting 8 kilometers. So each, they are wasting somewhere out of 2 liters per each trip. They are having 30 buses. So 60 liters per each trip. Every week they are going 2 times. So 120 liters, if it is going to 1 month, it is going to be somewhere around of 600 plus liters. It is going to cost them 60,000 rupees. And apart from this, you might have noticed that pump I can have that inner management of fuel. They can manipulate the exact readings and they can get some commission from the bus driver or the transport manager. The accountability is missing part. So these are the 2 things which I figured out there, and that's where the idea got generated. And one more thing, second thing is that belt, that Krishna River Delta base, the farmers, which is having a total consumption of diesel, 12% contributed by the farmers. The farmers are traveling 25 kilometers to procure the diesel for the farm tractors and the farm equipment. There is a gap that they are carrying through the barrels and jerry cans, which is not safer way. And that's the one more step. And again, the mobile towers. My first venture was a broadband service where we used to work closely with the Tata Towers. The Tata Towers having these generators, backup generators, where the tower boy is taking care of this thing, and there also accountability is missing. There are so many this kind of hiccups are there. So there the idea got generated. After I started working in 2018, and it took 2 years to get the permission from the government of India. And finally, we got license in 2020, but we are unable to start in 2020 because of this COVID. So we started our operations in 2021 Feb. So that's how the idea got generated, and we are working on it. Right.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for your time, Chaitanya. And we'll have more time with Chaitanya while we do it.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. So I'll also take this opportunity to introduce Abhinay. He's our Chief Marketing Consultant. So please, Abhinay.
So my name is Abhinay, and I'm an engineer turned digital marketer. And before that, there were many hats that I changed. And there is a special reason why I have chosen this, because now is the time where more startups are coming, and the time where the competing is happening online. So if you are able to win there, then it is where everything is there when it comes to the success of the company. That is the reason I have chosen this, and leveling up myself every day to give the best value to the clients. So this is it about me in short. Yeah.
Thank you. So now to the best part of our day. This is so much more getting serious, right? Now we have startups which are ready to pitch about their startup, and it's a face-off. It's a very short time. It's a 99-second pitch where you have to tell your elevator pitch about your startup. And after that, you'd have about 4 to 5 minutes to have questions and answers. So make sure that when somebody in the audience asks a question, you repeat the question and answer it so that the mic catches what exactly the question is, right? So with that, let's go to the startups we have today. The first one, Automaxis. Pratik, he is the founder of Automaxis. Please do.
Yeah. So for the issues in cross-border trade, we are building a blockchain platform that streamlines, automates, and digitizes the transactions pertaining to freight, documents, and payments. Till date, we have digitized more than 50,000 number of shipments, which value more than $5.7 billion worth of Indian exports. Our core team comprises of 3 people, along with 8 skilled rock stars who believes in our vision. And we take a pride in saying that we are a women-led organization. And under our capable leadership, we have been awarded as the best women-led startup HICIA in the year 2019. What we do is, in the cross-border trade, we simply connect the dots between the exporters and importers. There are different stakeholders. A domestic trade is much easy comparing with the cross-border trade. So we make or we equip the cross-border traders to become a superhero or make them a superhero. So we have a lot of success stories successfully implemented in the seafood sectors. We're slowly expanding it to other sectors. So having a sector specialty was our initial focus. Now we are making it more generic. So not only India is our current market, but going further, we'll be focusing on the other geographies as well. The cross-border formalities are in common, almost 80 to 90% for any exporters or importers that we do. Thank you.
So any questions from the audience?
Just can you tell us a little more about how does it connect the dots? Is it like a software platform?
So we have a proprietary algorithm. So he was asking, come again.
How does it work? I mean, how does it connect to the importer or exporter?
Yeah. So the question is, how does it connect the importer exporter? So it's like a platform. The way you have a WhatsApp, you are on WhatsApp, I'm on WhatsApp. We both can get the different features that WhatsApp provides. So we are also providing a platform where exporter and importer come on the same network. They can even invite their stakeholders that they are dealing with, including the banks. And we have established a connectivity with the Indian customs for now, which makes the data streamlined and even gets automated for the custom formalities. So like going further, we are tying up with the various Indian banks, and thanks to the open banking initiatives and other such things that are coming up, which makes us a very suitable ground for being an enabler for a trade finance kind of transactions.
So you charge on a transaction basis?
Yeah. We charge anywhere between 650 to 1280 rupees on a per shipment that they do. And per shipment is calculated on the basis of a bill of lading or a airway bill, which are a very unique document specific to the shipment that you do.
You also support in the process of someone who is a new want to become an exporter.
Yeah, exactly. So our entire goal of the product is to equip a cross-border trader who doesn't even know a ABC of a cross-border trade. So our solution makes a cakewalk. The moment he gets the order, he doesn't know what are the different things, the different formalities that are supposed to be followed for a different kinds of shipments. So there's something called as Incoterms, in which the trade is supposed to be carried out on a different basis. So it's not only a responsibility of an exporter, but equally a responsibility of an importer in some cases. So what if, just imagine that there exists a solution where both of them are on the same network and they get to transact to each other and have a real-time visibility of the transaction that are happening.
So there are a lot of data available from the government of India also in terms of where the export can be done. Not only government, other sites, Chamber of Commerce also supports to some extent. So where you will help? I mean, is it like, okay, there is a supplier, it's I'm a trader. I know the supplier, but I don't know the respective buyers in the other country.
Okay.
How do I connect?
No, we're not a buyer discovery platform. We are on the transaction side. So what happens when you get the order and the different formalities or the different set of activities that you're supposed to perform, which varies on the different geographies, varies on the different Incoterms, varies even if it's from the same geography, the buyer may say that no, I need this. If the sector changes, so if it's a hazardous material that gets exported, the sets of formalities that you're supposed to carry out is way different when you export engineering goods. So our solution helps us in that. So there are many buyer-seller discovery platform. Even Chambers of Commerce, the whole genesis of the Chambers of Commerce is to set up a B2B meeting. They get the delegates from external country. They make that connect happen. So there are many solutions that exist. Evaluating a right exporter-importer, finding a right buyer-seller. But there doesn't exist any solution where all the things are streamlined at one single place. And moreover, there are continuous calls and emails exchange that happens in the variation in the time zone. So it's a day in India, it will be night in US. So let's imagine that you have an exporter sitting or an importer sitting in US. So again, those things are something that you have to rely. What we do is make it on a real-time basis.
Just one question. Now government is introducing open network digital commerce.
Yeah.
Whether this can help that open network digital commerce?
We are in touch with the team of Ministry of Commerce who is doing this. That is only confined to the government agencies that are involved. But there are private agencies like the freight forwarders, the banks, and various other private agencies which gives you quality certificates and various other documents. So what we do is we even reaching out to the private players, and it's very nice that if government is coming up with such initiative, what we do is get it connected to our platform as well.
There also buyers will be there, sellers will be there. Do you think that the required technology apart from the open network digital commerce government is providing, and they will provide some technology?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Apart from that, this kind of technology is required by some buyers and sellers.
Yes. See, I mean, what government, the open network policy that you are talking about as a part of a new logistics policy, what it talks about is different government agencies that are involved. So one, you have customs agency, then there will be RBI agency which looks after the remittance and all. This will be, I mean, they want to interconnect or get an interoperability with all of them, but they're not involved in what happens at the private players end. So banks is a private entity, or the freight forwarders or the logistics company that are out there, which play their important role at the time of exports and imports. We are here to get that thing, get those dots connected. Yeah. Another question? You had a question? There was a question from this side.
So yeah, what advantage do you actually offer with blockchain?
Yeah, so there's a title document called Bill of Lading, which means that a bank will hold it until and unless a certain condition is fulfilled, and it will be released only on the basis of those conditions being fulfilled. Without a bill of lading, it's a title document. Without a bill of lading, you can't get a delivery order. You can't get the container released at the destination. And be a container, usually with the containers. So
vis-a-vis with blockchain and without blockchain, what is the difference
So-
to the end customer?
So the biggest benefit of blockchain is that the bill of lading as a document can be digitized only using blockchain, cannot be digitized in a non-blockchain fashion. I'm talking about the original BL or Ocean BL or Master BL, but it cannot be done in a non-blockchain fashion.
Without blockchain, it cannot be digitized.
It can be digitized, but I mean, no one will have a trust on the.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's trust that blockchain beautifully solves the issue. And we are the only company also to add that we have started applying for the license of digitizing a blockchain bills of lading, which is given by IGPNI Club headquartered in London. So we will be the first company from India to get that license if everything works well. Right, thank you.
Thanks, Prateek. And I know this is super interesting space. Prateek will stay here until the end of this event, I assume. So if you have any more questions, feel free to, interact post the big event, right? So next we have live track. So live track. Let's also have. Yeah. How do we present this? How do we switch the presentation?
You can maybe stop the screen share and then share enter screen.
Share screen.
Yeah, share screen now.
Okay.
Enter screen.
So this is entire screen.
Select a specific window.
Screen one, right?
Yeah.
This is screen one.
Yeah. You can select
Share screen and window. Chrome tab, not Chrome tab, window.
better to select enter screen.
Actually, one moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible now. It's visible.
How do we do this?
It means we can have it in the plan.
Okay.
English is good for the audience.
Yeah. Okay. So is it visible now?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. Okay. So you can actually
Yeah, okay, no problem. I can manage. Hi everyone, this is Balaprasanna, co-founder and CEO of LiveTrack. LiveTrack is a tracking solutions company that's based in Hyderabad. We have launched our product in Feb 2021. Within 6 months of our product launch, we received fantastic feedback from the clients. Let's see the problems we focused. Vehicle theft and human trafficking cases are increasing rapidly in India. So by using LiveTrack mobile application, easily we can crack down those cases. Another major problem we found on that research, fleet monitoring. It's a big challenge and huge burden for the fleet monitoring companies to trace thousands of vehicles in a real time to get daily reports. LiveTrack customized features are providing effective solutions for the logistic companies as well. LiveTrack focuses on the B2B and B2C sectors and generating revenue through subscriptions and renewals. LiveTrack differentiates the competitors with LiveTrack's innovative features, accuracy, and cost as well. Coming to the traction, currently we are serving to 200 plus clients in 4 Indian states, and we reached the 1K milestone already, and we generated revenue of 5 million Indian rupees within 1 year of our company inception. It's right time for us to raising funds to expand our business, and we LiveTrack intend to achieve 65,000 subscriptions in next 5 years. So we are open for the investors and collaborations. Thanks for the opportunity. Please ask me if any questions. Any questions?
So question.
Yes, sir.
My question is, what is the B2C application like? Can you just get
Yeah, actually we
Can you repeat the question?
repeat the question. Yes. What is the how we provide the B2C solutions for, right?
B2C, yeah.
B2C solutions, right? For the companies like corporate companies, for the employee transportation, okay, and for school bus transportation, and ambulance tracking as well. Okay, for these sectors, we provide the solutions. We customized already, and we are delivering to some clients already.
Do you have fuel monitoring system?
Yeah, already we have. And also we are going to develop post funding. We are going to develop alcohol detection system. See, present we are I mean using the meter, right? How much they took the alcohol and all. But by using this system, once driver or the owner of the vehicle once get into the vehicle, the sensors will detect how much he took the alcohol and automatically will lock the vehicle and send the remainder to the police station. It's helpful to the police department.
What is the USP of LiveTrack? There are many companies in this space, right? What is the USP of LiveTrack?
Yeah, if we talk about Internet of Things, accuracy is the major important and innovative features, right? Updates, right? Yeah, actually 5G compatible system not available in India. We are going to start it. And accuracy.
You're talking about that sensors to detect the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
How much it is going to cost? What is the device cost of that?
Yeah, actually, still we didn't. Finalize the device after the research only we can research and development only we can tell that. Yeah.
Because as an Indian market, we have closely dealing with the truck, right?
Yeah.
We are talking about that fuel management system also.
Yeah.
How are you gonna track the fuel? I mean, you are saying
See, for suppose but truck having 10 liters, right? If automatically it will comes to 3 liters means fuel theft happen, right? We'll get a notification and we'll take action according to that.
So how are you gonna find out? I mean, there is any
Sensors. Yeah.
So what is the cost of that sensors?
It's vary from 15,000 to 18,000 according to the GST.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the customers are ready to take those 15,000? Are they ready to spend that 15,000 more? I mean, to take that such kind of devices. I mean, for my car, I can have it.
Okay.
1 car or 2 car, but I have 100 fleet of buses or trucks.
It will be negotiable.
It is going to be more cost, right?
It will be negotiable, right? We'll do one-to-one discussion for this because startup is related to us, right? Yeah.
is good.
Any questions?
One more question.
Yeah, so there's a recent introduction of Navic.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Yeah, yeah. So can you shed some more light? Is your tracking device enabled with Navic?
I have an idea, but we didn't did any discussions on that actually.
No, let's assume
Challenge. There's a Navic challenge, right?
that's going on.
Yeah.
So let's assume we are in the month of July. Okay. August 31st or 30th is the last date that Indian government have come up with a circular saying all the GPS won't work in India. And you have 200 fleets going on. How fast can you implement the Navic enabled device? How scalable will that be?
Actually, we got reminder for the same also, and we need to discuss on that actually. Till now, we don't have any update on that. Thanks for the update. We'll check after the discussion.
No, I'm just telling you situation. It's not the actual case.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Any questions?
So I think this is good. Actually, this is going to trigger more conversation.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
So live track, a lot of interesting conversations got triggered. So let's see after the big event, let's see how the post networking event goes on. So now we have Comet Labs, right? So let's see how Comet Labs or like what they have. Okay. So Comet Labs. Anyone? Comet Labs? No, no one from Comet Labs here today. Okay. So let's see if they attend by the end of the presentation. It's fine. If not, they have to just do it themselves without any attendees. Anyways, so next we have Print Street. So Print Street, yeah, please.
Hi, I am Rahul Garewal, co-founder of Print Street. Print Street is an online print-on-demand service providing customization and merchandising solutions for individuals and corporates. So if you want one T-shirt with your photo or your favorite slogan printed on it, we can do it. Or if you want a customized gift box for your employees as an employer, we can do it. The way we differentiate us from our competitors is, first of all, there is no MOQ. We don't operate with any MOQ. So you can order one T-shirt, one bag, one hoodie. And we also deal in branded apparels. Normally what happens in customization, if you are ordering a T-shirt, you will be getting a generic T-shirt or a generic bag. So we can provide you branded apparel as well. Of course, we have the generic content. So we deal with US Polo, Puma, Swiss military bags, and other such premium brands on which we can do the customization. We started in 2019, and since past 3 years, we have been growing 100% year on year. Our last revenue was 45 lakhs. Our entire customer base is through internet only, through online only. The main channel for marketing we use is like, of course, we do email marketing, but our ads, our ROS, the return on ad we generate is almost 13x for every rupee we spend. Our average order value is on the higher side, around 8,000 rupees, because we also get bulk orders. Normally in e-commerce industry, in apparel, the average order value is close to 400-500 rupees. But since we also get bulk orders, the average order value is close to 8,000. We operate at around 40% of profit with all the expenses done. This is our startup. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take it.
So is your team overall, are you procuring it from somewhere else, or like the printing is happening here?
Yeah, printing is happening here. We do printing in-house, but of course the apparel and the T-shirts and all the products, we procure it from outside vendors. Yes, we are based in Hyderabad. Print Street, printstreet.in.
It's customized T-shirts, right?
Yes, customized T-shirts.
Already so many companies are at this. How do you compete?
Compete in the sense, we have a differentiating factor of branded apparel. So if you want, say, a Swiss military bag with your logo, we are the only service providers often provide it. So this kind of with other brand association, these are our USPs.
Already launched, right?
Yes, already launched.
How much of your sales come from the branded percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise, around 60%.
60%.
Yes.
So other than t-shirt printing, are you also planning to come up with 3D printing or something like that?
3D printing, no, but in gifting industry, there are a lot of things which can be done. I mean, 3D printing per se is more of a manufacturing thing. But for gifting purpose, there are certain things like engraving or, acrylic printing. So those kind of things we are planning. Apart apparel, I mean, we have an entire range of apparels, hoodies, t-shirts, shirts, sweatshirts, and all those things. Plus, we have accessories like bags, laptop bags, trolley bags, all those things. And then the regular gifting items like photo mugs, beer mugs. Nowadays, what we are doing and what we are getting demand of are like joining kits, corporate joining kits, where we customize everything and put that it's in a box and everything is customized and we can ship it to individual to, every new joinee or to a corporate head office. That is what.
What's the customer retention rate?
Customer retention rate, our repeat order value actually is not, we are working on that, but our repetition is around 10% as of now.
What's the reason that the repetition rate is very less?
We are figuring it out, but we think that we are not able to remind our customers properly. Through a lot of channels. Do we send emails? Do we send WhatsApp messages? But I think our, visibility in terms of reminders, that has to be good. Our customer feedback is good. We do measure NPS, so NPS is around 53 point something. We also have a page in Trustpilot. There we have around 50 plus reviews and in the range of 4 point something. For reviews, both verbal and documented is good, but we think that we are not able to remind our customers properly. So that's why the repeat sales are not happening as we wanted them to happen.
I think that basically that if the customer like the product, definitely he will remember it.
Yes.
I think there is something other problem.
So how's it for the other players in the industry? Compared to your competitors, retention rate?
That I'm not aware of, but
You should be aware of.
yeah.
Because every industry would have its own certain dynamics.
Right.
I think it's your competition. That's why you can get your. Some of the things,
Right.
some of the good things that they are doing.
Right. You should be aware of that here.
How much is your split between your B2B and B2C?
B2B is more, sir. B2B is around almost 70% because in terms of number of orders, they are less only, but one B2B order will be like, 200 t-shirts, so 3 lakh rupees like that. So, of course, the volume wise, it is almost 70%.
Is there any no order for it?
No.
So how do you tap B2C?
Through a website, through a digital marketing.
That is informed, right? So do you approach customers in any stores?
Stores.
You said, how are you approaching individual customers?
Individual customer, we are trying to create a pull through our website. We are not approaching anyone individually. So that's the idea.
The price will change if I order 1 or if I order 10.
If you order 10, of course, the price will change, but on the website, the regular price, it shows of 1 t-shirt only. Yeah. For bulk buyers, we give a discount based on the volume and based on the kind of work it is required. So that we communicate to them.
Okay, super, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that's it, super. And thanks for your presentation. Automaxis, LiveTrack, and Print Street, these are the presentations we had today. And terrific presentations, both from all the founders. And I'm sorry we missed Comet Labs today. But anyways, we have enough startups to have great interactions, to learn something, and also to network. So we'll have a small breakout now So where we'll actually just have a short working event after this, and we estimate to wrap the whole thing by 7 o'clock. Or is it already past 7 o'clock? Yeah, by 7 o'clock. Okay. So before I do that, I actually have an announcement. So we are launching a new branding and design agency called 7P Studios. So where we help startups and companies to get the best sort of design and aesthetic in putting themselves in front of their customers and also different sort of stakeholders. So the unique difference in 7P Studios is that we'll try to give both a creative design, data-driven insights, and also the emotion-driven aesthetic in bringing all of this together where the customer will make a purchase decision. So the company will be launched on the 15th of August, the company's website. But before that, we will be available to have any deals, get ready, get the best price, and have all our case studies, customer studies rolling on by that time. So now we are operating as Startup-wise as an agency where we are targeting very focused towards startups. So now we are taking the step up where we are making ourselves prepared to be delivering the quality that any corporate is looking out there. So as the company will be launched on the 15th of August, if you would approach us before that for any sort of services, we would still give you the pricing of Startup-wise, but the quality of 7P Studios. And the team which is coming together, it's from a variety of backgrounds. It's digital marketing, branding, and artists, and also architects who are coming together to make this happen. So yeah, stay tuned to listen more about 7P Studios, born and brought up in Hyderabad. So excited to talk more. Yeah, anything else? So that's it. So we'd end the session with this today. We can just talk, have some nice biscuits, have some more, okay, and have some cool drinks. We have enough. It's not that healthy, I know, but that's all we have. If you want water, you don't want any of this, bubbly stuff, feel free to ask. We'll get some water as well. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for your time today. Yeah. So before, sorry to interrupt again. So before we leave, we have
So
All
Nick,
right. What's going on? We're jumping in here. We're checking things out. Initial thoughts right here.
well, hey, they didn't have the full lineup that we expected, but hey, this is a city getting started. We're watching Hyderabad go through the whole process of creating what's going to be a thriving chapter. You've seen this happen all over the world. This is I just love seeing it start. It's awesome. We've got questions. I'm sure they had, there was just plenty of people wanting to know things, and so it's nice not to have any dead air and that kind of thing. Even with a small crowd, as soon as the founders get going and they start telling those stories, people perk up and they engage. So it's good to see the seeds of something going here.
It is. I'm jumping in here and voting.
Hey,
what did you take away?
Remind people about the vote
that pitched. Anything jump out at you that you might have were surprised with? We didn't get to go over the previews, so maybe we can review that a little bit. But initial thoughts on what anything jump at you that you were wanting to talk about?
These shows, I'm like looking at so many other factors here. Sometimes that stuff just washes all over me, and I'm not hearing a lot of detail of what's going on with the presenters, as we got all this backroom stuff going on. But I do. I do want to see what the audience responds to. I'm very interested to see how the votes are coming through. And we got a little insight into that on our end of things. We generally don't share the final numbers. We've got a winner coming up. But yeah, I'm eager to vote. If you're online, make sure you scan that code vote or go to the voting link that's shared in the chat. Yeah, Nick, how are you feeling about it?
Well, yeah, like I think we didn't see as much of the show as we wanted to. There seemed to be a few founders that maybe didn't make it. I don't know if that's traffic, life, whatever. So we'll just kind of see how it shakes out. But I want to pull out when I look at the AutoMaxis is transaction platform for cross-border trade. AutoMaxis is a blockchain platform for the documentation issues in cross-border trade to ensure a digital, secure, and speedy transfer of bill of lading by bringing trust in the network and transfer of ownership on real time. Luis, what do you think about bringing in blockchain to document cross-border trade and have that be more of a source of truth than just papers sitting in some box somewhere that says someone owns something?
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Clearly, especially as you talk about international things, right? Like the verification, transparency of blockchain, irrefutability is super important. I think there are a few organizations working to solve this problem. So I like seeing this attached to shipping. I think that you have what I've seen happen in this area is difficulties with getting buy-in for every step along the way. That's really important in a shipping process. Getting everybody up to speed technically, but it's got to start somewhere. So it's great to see people innovating and bringing that to Founders Live.
Yeah, and again, we weren't able to see slides, and I can see that there might have been a little bit of a technical issue there, and it's okay. But that would have helped to be able to see some supportive visuals. Obviously, this might be a good time to kind of point at that's the important part of having supporting slides to your pitch. When people can't see when you're going through your 99-second pitch, short time frame, the visuals are so important to allow that story to be seen and developed so that you're like, oh, okay, I see, trade, cross-border trade, digitizing, putting it on the blockchain, allowing more visibility and ownership, authentication. Look, you take this to the largest level, and I'm really interested to see where maybe blockchain does really help with global, trade, authentication, understanding where things are going, who owns what, why, can it cross this border or not? That's awesome. But I wish we could have seen some of those slides. But yeah. So
yeah, exactly. So the next one we had what was the name of that startup again?
The live track.
Yeah. So then we also had AutoMaxis as one of the three that we had.
Sorry. That what we just talked about was AutoMaxis. I thought you were asking about live track. So that's the mobile security and GPS tracking for yourself, your business, and your products.
Cool. Okay. Comet Labs was not present. So then, and who else did we have? What was the next one here? Was that ANS Charitable Trust, or do we have Print Street?
Yeah, so we heard from Live Track, we heard from AutoMaxis, and we heard from Print Street. So the last one was Print Street. Right. Yeah. So awesome. Print Street, online customization superstore, print wherever you want on your entire range of products. So we heard him talk about, basically enabling you to customize and all the listed products on your site. You can get those printed. You can click on the customize button on the product page, and you can decide what to print on it, be it your favorite superhero image, your company logo, or a quotation. Upload it to your content and be done. So interesting e-commerce stuff there. I actually see this could be a interesting direction as well. Curious of his go to market and what sort of uptick in customers they have at this point. But yeah, very interesting on that.
Yeah, highly competitive. Lots of people doing that. I didn't hear his competitive edge on there, but this is this. A lot of people need this, so it's good to see them offering it to their within their local area.
Awesome. I see. Were we going to go live there?
Yeah, I'll be the co-city leader there in Hyderabad is ready to say hello to us. We are going to check in and see how it's going there on the ground. How's it going?
Hi, you can do it.
We just barely hear you.
Yeah, I got it. We got it. We'll turn you up there, man. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Okay, super. So
Great.
the session was amazing, and we had a very interactive session. So it was 3 pitches, but the overall interaction in the room, it was electrifying. It was super good. Everyone got interacted. I mean, I did not see anyone who was staying silent. It's good. It's good for our first second ish session. I was actually surprised by the energy of the audience. So yeah, let's see. Excited to see more and make
Awesome.
more.
Awesome. What's the state right now? Like, what are y'all doing? You got done with the pitches, but I heard you say that you're gonna take some time to network, but I know that we have the voting. So what's your status on this?
Sure. So we are having actually one of my teammates go to all the audience and make sure that the voting happens. So we are waiting for 1 or 2 more votes to be done. But yeah, so they're just waiting to talk to each other. So
awesome. Well, yeah, you want to get back to that. The networking is really one of the best things about the Founders Live experience. So yeah, why don't you I know rolling with the punches. Tech stuff happens, and that's life, right? I've been through a lot of that, so don't worry about that. But why don't you gather people in the sense of what you want to do is you want to kind of culminate with announcing the winner. Someone did get enough votes to win tonight, so why don't you go ahead and do that, and let's make sure that you close this event up with a strong finish.
super. So yeah, I think we have our winner.
Awesome. Well, Luis, while he's doing that, we're going to kind of take him back down again. And yeah, so we're waiting for the winner's announcement. And, we want to make sure that, they get the crowd back there so we can announce it in front of everyone. We want to make sure that happens. But Luis, we have some other things coming down the line later this year, even with the center stage. What are you looking forward to? I will go grab and we'll pull up that schedule and everything. But what are you looking forward to? We're kind of entering the long part of the summer for the United States anyway. It's hot there, I know that. So we're getting into August, and we got a lot coming down the line.
Well, we're lucky since you'll be back in the States. I'm already here. August, we have a heavier balance of North American cities showing. We like to go all over the world with center stage. Sometimes it just works that certain cities line up. And in August, we're planning to show LA. We've got New York City on the 10th. And then another North American city is Las Vegas on the 31st. We've got 5 Wednesdays in August. So we have a loaded month. Nick's showing the center stage schedule here. And here we go. So you can see there, August 3rd, Los Angeles is planned. New York City planned. Mexico City, that is always a great one. Makassar, Indonesia, and then Las Vegas. So we've got 5 events. I am psyched for Las Vegas. It's going to be their first event. We might be there in person. I hope that happens. But either way, they know how to put on a show, and I think they're going to be really ready. I think they're going to bring it. There's a great founder community in Las Vegas. Obviously, we know there is in these other cities that we've already mentioned. I'm just keen to see how Vegas shows up. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, excited about it. And, you look at that list and, that it might adjust a little bit. We have sometimes some technical difficulties or adjustments in schedule that happens at times, but man, love that list and excited to drive this forward. And we continue to innovate around, center stage. We're working on some big things. Big things. And Abhi, yes, go ahead and announce the winner. What you want to do is you want to announce the winner to your crowd. So you make sure that they're there, or if they're still in the room, it's time to announce the winner. And then we will, when we see it's time, then we will unmute you. But we want to do that at the same time. We don't need to announce it here and then you announce it there. You do it at the same time. So go ahead and announce the winner to your crowd.
Super. So we have our winner. It is Automaxis. So congratulations, Pradeep. And again, one more, winning under your belt. So I know you're doing a lot of stuff out there. So just one more presentation and one more win.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prateek. And after Automaxis, we have Live Track, and then we have Print Street. So this is more startup focused. So all the crowd is all very startup-y crowd. So Print Street, if you are an MSME competition, I know you would win, but people are more innovation centered here. So I think that's the reason. But Prateek, thank you so much for being here today and actually presenting. Thank you. So Nick, up to you.
Just waiting for the 10,000. Thanks.
So yeah.
Well, great job. Congratulations. We love it. We love it. I just always just love the energy happening there in India. We have, a Founders Live event completed, and I'm just jealous we're not there to hang out with you and chat and, probably have a bit of a drink, whether that's water or otherwise, but excited. So Luis, what are your parting thoughts there?
Yeah, congratulations to the winner. It's a life-changing experience. We found. How are you feeling as a city leader, having your first, hybrid event in the books? How's it going?
It is exciting, and I actually cannot wait to meet everyone here. We met in the initial networking for a bit, but there is so much more to talk all the time, right?
Yeah.
So startup is now a lot of ideas got triggered as well because of the presentations. I know some of the participants are waiting to talk to the founders who pitched. So yeah, very, very exciting event, and thanks for the opportunity. This is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, well,
Great.
we really appreciate you bringing it all together to so that the rest of the world could see what's going on there.
Sure, anytime.
Awesome. Abhi, want to say congratulations again. Great work. Really proud of you, and we are so appreciative of having you lead in Hyderabad and India. So thank you. And we're going to let you get back to your crowd, go network, go hang out. That's always my favorite part as well. So we'll let you go, and we're going to close up this show.
Super. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Bye, Nick.
See you later. All right. Luis, another one in the books.
Yeah.
We want to give them a big round of applause. I know challenging, working through technical difficulties, but they got it done. And again, like we said, best thing about it is go meet the people and hang out. And so, we continue to improve this, and we'll work on it and, tighten it up. So we'll get there.
Yeah, they're on their way. The important part is they tried, they did it. It's over. They're on to the next one. It gets easier. It's going to be a lot more fun, more people. It's just going to keep going as long as they keep trying.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, we are signing off for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching Founders Live Center Stage live from India today. Until next time, everyone, that's